Well, guys, this is absolutely the last thing I would have thought we would have had out here. We were out here in the middle of absolutely nothing, and we hooked up. This is my third red fox this year. I've never caught one up until now. He's got both his feet buried in that Duke #2 square jaw. Today's pull day. You know, I'm not really expecting much. That right there just made my day. You know, if I don't catch anything, which is a good possibility, the rest of the traps, so be it. You know, that's obviously if I'm catching them, the numbers have started to climb back up. I feel comfortable, keeping them. It's a really, really nice looking one. But anyway, I just can't be any happier right now. This is the very first trap of the day, very first trap. Something is wrong with my video camera. I dropped it this morning and now it won't focus. But we're just gonna have to use the phone. For now, I'm gonna take a few pictures of him here, get him dispatched, and start pulling these traps as we go. So stay tuned, tag along. Like I said before, it's kind of bittersweet. It's been a long month, a lot of work, maintaining traps. We'll get this one taken care of and move on, see what happens. Well, this definitely isn't something you want to catch all the time, but they're pretty cool animals, at the very least. But I'm going to try to get it dispatched and see what happens. Alright, this is kind of a prime example of why it's so annoying to trap near, areas that everything's going to travel. This is the third day in a row, 2 possums and a coon in this set in 3 days. The coon is fine, but your possums have next to no value in this market right now. And they're just plugging up. I'm kind of targeting fox here, where we're at. But it just gets frustrating. You gotta take the time to remake it. You gotta deal with pulling up to these little silver blobs when you pull up to your sets. You see them from afar and you're already annoyed. Hoping maybe it's a coyote that's just curled up asleep. But it's never. It's a possum. So we're gonna get him out of that trap. Get him dispatched. And still got plenty more sets to check. So, possum and a skunk today. Could be better. At least there's something in them, I guess, but not really. It's cold, so we're gonna get this taken care of and get the set made back. Alright guys, this is the third check day on, I think, this particular spot. I kind of set this set predominantly for south wind, just the way I backed off the edge of the field here. There's just a little spot there I could put a trap in. There's a kind of a natural hump there. Just kind of put a dirt hole in there. I got this small, I assume it's a small female. Got 2 sets here just on this little edge. Backed up against the woods. I know I talk about trying to get away from the woods, but this particular spot, there's no other features here. And like I've said before, if that's your only option, then that's just what you have to deal with. So ideally I don't set this close to a big chunk of woods. There's another set right here on this edge, like I said. On this one, I set for a south wind. I just bumped it out off the edge of the field here, or off the edge of the grass line. We're fighting wind again today. We'll get this one dispatched and get the set plugged back in, and maybe see if we can get another one here in the next couple days. Alright guys, we're on that property I showed you that we set up with the clump of woods out there in the middle of the field. We've already made, this will be the 5th coyote we've caught out here. So we're still catching them. It's slowed down, you know. We hit what was coming through on a regular basis pretty hard, and this set's been undisturbed, you know, the entire time. This is just a little bitty waterway right here, a little drainage up through this field. Just goes up a little ways and stops, but we're down here at the tip of it. You know, it kind of funnels them down. The field's not real wide right here, so. But we'll get her dispatched. I'm assuming it's a small young female, so get her taken care of and get remade. And this is only the 3rd trap we've come up on today, so we're still catching. The bad thing is, it's almost over with. So this is Thursday. We got Friday, Saturday. I might pull Saturday if it looks like we're going to get rain Saturday night and Sunday. So anyway, we got a couple three checks left, so just keep plugging along and see what happens. Well, we finally connected on these. There's 3 traps right here. You kind of see there's just a chunk of woods out there. Real nice waterway right here. For whatever reason, it's taken. Today's Friday. We set Monday. You know, sometimes it just takes that long to connect for them to come through, but generally they'll come through within 2 or 3 days around here. It seems like, you know, especially with these little wood lots, because they're probably living in there. They travel around. This one's perfect pad catch, and that MB550. This is the first one of the day. This one's real thin in the neck. And not gonna have much value to him, but it's one less coyote, and you know, he's just made this set better anyway. So we'll get him dispatched and get this set remade. And we still got, this is the first traps we pulled up to on this stretch of ground that we're running. So we'll get him taken care of. It's number 29 on the year, or 20. I don't remember what number we're on now. I'm all lost. But anyway, we'll get him taken care of, and we will move on. Nice looking. This is a real nice looking coyote. Another hindfoot catch. Not real sure how. You know, you always wonder how it happens. You know, you're not looking for hind feet catches. They can get a lot more leverage, you know, and possibly pull out if you don't have a good deep catch. But this one's deep in the pad, so there's no worries to it. Very good looking coyote. We caught one here a couple days ago, just up there on that rise, on that edge. Again, today we're pulling, guys. You know, it really can't get much better. You know, you're pulling, getting done for the year, and you know, we pulled another red fox, the 3rd one in this year. Never caught one before ever, and I'm trapping the same kind of places. I just think they're doing better. You know, they're really starting to take off, kind of like the bobcats, and you know, even everything's just kind of taking off. You know, and it's not a bad thing, but it is in a sense. It's, you know, it's kind of detrimental to your rabbits. You know, I hear a lot of beagle runner, you know, rabbit hunters that their complaints are, you know, they're just not, they don't have rabbits like they used to. And I see it, I understand, you know, I know where they're coming from, but anyway, we can ramble on and on about that. We'll do that later. But you know, I don't like really showing the animal in the trap, but watch how much this coyote's really able to pump, how much, it's got 3 strong legs instead, it's just, there's a big difference in a hind foot catch and a front foot catch. They can get a lot more leverage and a lot more pull in that being hind foot caught. So it's not ideal to do it that way, but as long as it locks up, at the end of the day it doesn't really matter. This set here's had no action. We set these particular properties on Saturday, and it's now it's 7 days. We caught 2 coyotes here off of this in 7 days, 6 at the other place, and a fox. That's 8 coyotes here in a week. That's not, I can't complain too much about that. Here we're tucked up against the woods, and not the kind of place I want to, put a trap, but I've managed to keep away from the incidentals. I think just mostly with the cold temperatures and everything. But anyway, we're going to get this one dispatched, get these traps pulled, move on, load up in the truck and move on to the next area that we're trapping. So onto that roadway where we pulled all those coyotes so far this week. So stay tuned.